Page 4. I go for refuge until men enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulation through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until men enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulation through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until men enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations through the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye Juda Zoge Jonam Na Chanjo Bando Dani Gyapsuch Kage Jinzo Jebe Zonam Gye Dola Penjiri Sanye Dubaresho Sanye Juda Zoge Jonam Na Chanjo Bando Dani Gyapsuch Kage Jinzo Jebe Zonam Gye Dola Penjiri Sanye Dubaresho Sanye Joda Zoge Chonam La Chanju Pardo Dani Gyapsuch Kage Jinzo Yebe Zonam Ge Dola Benjir Sanye Rubarasho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhav Shandata Gato Yavatat Desham Jayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Desham Chayo Niroda Mahashrama Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Desham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All from the Manarasm courses. The courses are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation courses as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, let us turn to In Praise of Dependent Origination by Lama Tsongkhapa. Where did we leave yesterday? Verse number? 108. Verse number? 30. 30. Okay. Page 108, verse number 30. 30, verse number 30. 30 done. Okay. Verse number 30. Through this very path of dependent origination, the rationale for your speech being peerless, conviction arises in me also that your other words are valid too. So seeing that for us, what is the most important thing is to give us something, give us the wisdom to get it to follow fear. So that is the most important for us. And then when that is done, when you see that this was hello. When you see that this is what is happening, and that you are getting the wisdom which is most important, most relevant to you, then all other teachings, your conviction grows in them also. 31. You who speak excellently by seeing as it is, for those who train in your footsteps, all generations will become remote. You who speak excellent by seeing as it is, meaning that things, the way they exist, as empty of existence, empty of objective existence, and subjectively existing through dependent origination. For those people who train in your footsteps, all the generations of stress, misery, anxiety, anguish, they all will become remote. And particularly, I would say that that our tendencies, or whatever tendencies that we have, the bad tendencies, they will all gradually dissolve, seeing that these are all like small children's tendencies. All degenerations will become remote, for the root of all faults will be undone. Root, which is self-grasping ignorance, will be undone. And meanwhile, it is advised that we talk about the emptiness all the time. On the other side, which is dependent origination, that is extremely important for us, otherwise we can fall into nihilism. The tendency for us to go into nihilism is there. So think of dependent origination more. That's very important. 32. For those who turn away from your teaching, which means who believe in objective existence, and philosophically, theologically, they reinforce this belief that things exist subjectively, concretely, solidly, whatever. But those who turn away from your teaching, though they may struggle with hardship for a long time. So, where you believe in objective existence and you reinforce this belief with philosophical, they say the studies, knowledge and so forth, and then you spend years and years in the Himalaya, meditating, though they may struggle with hardship for a long time, false, meaning the self-grasping ignorance, giving rise to inappropriate attention, giving rise to what? Self-grasping ignorance give rise to inappropriate attention, give rise to afflictions, give rise to quantum karmas, and give rise to miseries will continue. Faults increase evermore as if being called forth, for they make firm. Why? Because they reinforce, they make firm the view of the self, meaning the self-grasping ignorance is reinforced. When the root is reinforced, then everything else gets stacked up. 33. When a wise comprehends the difference between these two meaning the one who sees emptiness and your degenerations dissolve, versus somebody who reinforces self-grasping and miseries increase. When you see difference between the two, why would they not at that point revere the Buddha from the depths of their being? 34. Let alone your numerous teachings, even in the meaning of a small part, those who find ascertainment in a cursory way, this brings supreme bliss to them as well. So that the Buddha's teachings, even if you understand the cursory form meaning, the surface, it brings supreme bliss to the individual, sense of fulfillment, sense of the sense of accomplishment. 35. Alas, my mind was defeated by ignorance. So the author, Lama Tsongkhapa, is sharing the student days experience where he was struggling into these studies, and then my mind was defeated by ignorance. Though I was sought refuge for a long time, I went into the study, the refuge in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and study, reflect, meditate. Though I've sought refuge for a long time in such an embodiment of excellence as the Buddha, I possess not a fraction of his qualities. Fraction of qualities of Buddha. 36. Nonetheless, before the stream of this life flowing towards death has come to cease, meaning that in other words, in simple terms, before one dies, before the author, Lama Tsongkhapa, he passed away, before the passing away happened, that I found slight faith in you. This slight faith is the expression of humility. It's the expression of humility. In other words, say, generally speaking, if you meet with the Tibetan scholars and practitioners, real who are brought up in the pure tradition, when you meet with them, you'll never say that I'm a yogi, I realize emptiness. They will never say these things. If you talk about emptiness, they will say very good, very good. And if you say that emptiness is very interesting, how long you studied, 10 days into Shitta, right? For them it's like 20, 30 years, and they will never say that.
interesting, empty is very interesting, it's amazing. It's amazing, we are very good, right? So when they say that, it doesn't mean that they don't know anything, and you may take it very seriously that they don't know anything, right? Wow, they studied for 30 years, and these teachers, they are said to be very renowned. But you know how they is very good, very good. And so like they themselves don't know anything, and then you know everything, and you think that you know everything. So it says that the nonetheless 36. Before the stream of this life flowing to his death has come to cease, that I found slight faith in you is all the humility, the expression of humility, which means that in a way, when these realized beings, when they said I've slight, which means they have realized. You're getting it? When they don't realize it, they will say that I have no experience at all. They will not say that, say, it doesn't make any sense. Look, this is an attitude, two different things. Emptiness doesn't make any sense. This one way, I do not understand emptiness. The meaning is same. But one, there's humility there. One, there's a sense of arrogance and no respect there. You're getting it? Emptiness doesn't make any sense. It's nihilism. Versus, I don't understand emptiness. I could not understand emptiness. You're getting it? There's a big difference there. So these words, they shape your mind. They shape your thinking. But the humility, the good thing is that you will be in search. There's something there which is so precious. When you say, it doesn't make any sense. No, emptiness doesn't make any sense. When you say this, the humility is not there. With this, you have no, they say, aspiration to search for this stops. Because for you all decided, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this is the expression of humility, yes.
When do you, as a Buddhist practitioner, draw a conclusion on reality or on things?
Okay, this is a good question. Two things. One is experiential and number two is intellectually. Intellectually and experiential should be combined together. Let's say, for example, let's take yesterday we were doing the tennis systems for the NDC. Nalandipam course, 3:30 yesterday, there was a tennis system. It was the different tennis systems, non-Buddhist tennis systems, Buddhist tennis system, within Buddhist tennis systems, like what? Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chidamatra, Madhyamaka, right? So different traditions, you try to understand each of these traditions so well. To the extent that if you are expert in Madhyamaka, then I come to you, I replicate. I say the Madhyamaka is this, and you say that, see you are Nagarjuna. Then Nagarjuna, yes, you understood it well. Then you go to Vaibhashika philosopher, you express one of Vaibhashika thoughts, and then they say, yes, you understood it well, which means that you understood it. Then try to compare contrast. Compare contrast, see that experience you think is emptiness according to Prasangika, you think. And then you also know what Vaibhashika is emptiness. So you try to see what is Vaibhashika emptiness. Then you compare the two in your mind. Are these two different? Intellectual. Then experientially, so when the Vaibhashika understanding emptiness comes to you, what is your emotional reaction? What is your physiological reaction? Right? And then when emptiness of the Prasangika, you think about it, what is how profound the experience would be more deeper, right? There's a difference there. Physiologically, experientially, and intellectually. So this will tell us that and then more importantly, that with all these things intact, like difference in intellectual understanding, experientially different, and then think about the emptiness, so let's say the flower, emptiness of flower, then you get a confidence that there's no room for attachment or anger to arise with this experience of the emptiness of the flower. You become extremely confident. If this experience is sustained, then there's no room for the afflictions to rise. This is the confidence that you get. And then even at the peak of the afflictions, desire, anger and so forth, when your experience of emptiness becomes very stable, then you retreat this, instantly it will say the boiling water, you pour cold water in it, instantly the water subsides. So these experiences are said to come to the individual. Okay, so which verse we are reading now? 36, done. 36, nonetheless, before the stream of this life, flowing towards the death, has come to cease, that I found slight faith in you, even this I think is fortunate. 37, among teachers, they teach of dependent origination, amongst wisdom, the knowledge of dependent origination, or the wisdom of dependent origination. You who are most excellent, like the kings of the world, know this perfectly well, not others. So, on the planet Earth, the first being to teach this wisdom and emptiness is the Buddha Shakyamuni. 38. All that you have taught proceeds by way of dependent origin. Whatever you taught is all related to dependent origination teachings. That too is done for the sake of nirvana, for the sake of freedom, liberating other beings, liberating the beings from miseries. That too is done for the sake of nirvana. You have no deeds that do not bring peace. 39. How amazing! Your teaching is such, in whomsoever's ears it falls, they all attain peace. So who would not be honored to uphold your teaching? 40. It overcomes all opposing challenges. It is free from contradiction between the earlier and the latter parts. It grants fulfillment of beings, two aims meaning the nirvana and Buddhahood. For this system, nirvana, Buddhahood, one, and also the nirvana primarily for yourself, Buddhahood for others. So ultimate goodness for yourself and ultimate goodness for others. For this system, my joy increases evermore. 41. For his sake, you have given away. So now, how did this prince, the Buddha Shakyamuni, got this wisdom of emptiness? If he taught it for the first time on planet Earth. So the life story of the Buddha is two kinds. Life story of the Buddha is two kinds. One, according to the historical account. And the other one is according to the real life story of the Buddha. The real life story of the Buddha is what you find in the text, which is known as the play in full in English translation. Play in full, which is translated, which you find easily under the 84,000 translation, the project. You just Google search play in full, and if you don't find it, just say the 84,000. Play in full, just type it and see. It may come out connected with the 84,000 translation project. So that is the real biography. Biography that you see the Buddha, and then as a prince, and then he asked the father that he be allowed to go out, and then he saw the four signs. These are all like the historical biography, which is more like a display, not the real biography. Display. So, according to the real biography, how did the Buddha got this wisdom of emptiness? So this question. So that is not from this life, from many past lives. He learned from many other teachers in the past lives. In this life, historical account only can reach out to when he was born in this planet Earth. From there, then his biography starts, according to historical account. But the real biography way beyond that. He already met with many Buddhas in the past, received teachings, he attained Buddhahood way before that. So here is just a display. And on Bodh Gaya Bodhi tree, under the Bodhi tree, became enlightened. This is a display. This is according to historical account. This is not the real biography. But you have to know that story. That's going to be very inspiring for us. But the reality is that he already attained Buddhahood many, many lifetimes ago, and he learned all these emptiness concepts from the past many lifetimes. So in this life, that he met with the first the two teachers who did not really realize emptiness and so forth. So this is all the displays. And the display, why display? For the benefit of us, saying that even if you have a deep samadhi experience, it does not entail that you go to become enlightened. So for that matter, you require wisdom of emptiness. Just to display this, to give this information to us in an experiential way, so that he displayed that. He is seeking the help of the two teachers who did not realize emptiness. Okay. (41). Okay, now in order to get this wisdom of emptiness in the past many lifetimes, and the wisdom of emptiness is not that easy. So we think that, oh, I just signed up and accidentally so happened it's about emptiness, right? It's not that. Perhaps it's your karmic connection from past lives. We never know. It's your karmic connection. It's not that easy. So how the Buddha got this wisdom of emptiness, he had to really sacrifice a lot. So let's see, 41. For its sake, for the sake of getting this wisdom of emptiness, what did the Buddha do? You have given away in many past lifetimes. You have given away again and again over countless eons, sometimes your own body, and others your life, as well as your loving kin and resources as well. You just sacrifice all these things in order to search for this wisdom. So this is how you got it. 42. Seeing the qualities of this teaching pulls hard at your heart, just like what a hook does to a fish. Sad it is not to have heard it from you. Meaning that the author, Lama Tsongkhapa, he learned about all this wisdom of emptiness, but he's saying that it's sad that I could not listen to it directly from you. 43. The intensity of that sorrow does not let go of my mind, just like the mind of a mother constantly goes after her dear child. Here too, as I reflect on your words meaning the Buddha's own teachings. Now what is left is the Buddha's teachings in the form of what is the scripts written. This is what you find. By reflecting on your words, I think blazing with you, then the author is saying that I'm trying to contemplate what you are like, what you look like. Blazing with the glory of noble marks and hallowed in a net of light rays, this teacher, the Buddha Gautama, Buddha Shakyamuni, in the voice of pristine melody, the pure melody, original pure melody, spoke thus in such a way. Such a reflection of the sage's form, sage is the Buddha's form appears to my mind, it soothes me. Because knowing that he is the one who brought this teaching of the wisdom and emptiness on the planet Earth to free the beings from the fears of life, fears of samsara. Just as moonbeams heal a fever's pain. This excellent system, most marvelous. Some individuals who are not so learned have entangled it in utter confusion, just like the tangled balbaza grass. So like the grass, as they say, it says the balbaza grass, the coconut husk. So some say that is the balbaza grass mean the coconut husk. They mix up, they're entangled. Okay, or they say some grass which grow underneath and then it spreads so wildly. When you try to remove one, it's not like going up just on the ground. Okay, so they're entangled. So this is just a metaphor. Okay, 47. Seeing this situation, I strove with a multitude of efforts to follow after the learned ones and sought your intention of the wisdom of emptiness again and again. 48. At such times, as I studied the numerous works of both our own middle way and other schools, my mind became tormented evermore. Learning all these things, so the different traditions, the different philosophical schools, they present their own views, they interpret the Buddha's own teachings in their own ways. So that way, the Lama Tsongkhapa, author of the text, said that I could confuse. Okay. 48. At such times as I studied the numerous works of both our own middle way and other schools, my mind became tormented evermore, constantly by a network of doubts. 49. The night lily, so finally, So finally, what gives the final sense of rest of the mind is the metaphor of Arinyagarjuna's text, which is the fundamental wisdom of the middle way, also known as the Mula Madhyamaka Karika, the fundamental wisdom of the middle way. This is text by Arinyagarjuna. Then Acharya Chandrakirti's text, Madhyamaka Avatara, or entry into the middle way. So these two texts. So the author gave the metaphor that the Arinyagarjuna's text is the main, and then to understand this, Acharya Chandrakirti's text is required. So it says 49. The night lily grove, lily is the flower, the grove of Nagarjuna's treatises, which is particularly Mool Madhyamaka Karika, or the fundamental wisdom middle way, Nagarjuna, whom you, the Buddha, prophesied would unravel your unexcelled vehicle as it is, shedding extremes of existence and non-existence. So what happened was that when the Buddha was still alive, according to the historical account, when the Buddha was still alive, yes, Buddha gave teachings, the common teachings for how to attain nirvana, and the other set of teaching, how to attain Buddhahood. Teaching and how to attain Buddhahood is taught much less, because the audience is much less. And then today, the teaching that we find about how to attain personal liberation, that is more prevalent. Because of this, that the since the time of the Buddha till now, the teaching meant for personal liberation, they remain without any break. That continues to flow, it continues to float till today without any break, without any disruption. Whereas the Mahayana teaching meant for the attain Buddhahood for the benefit of such beings, there were constant breaks happening. There's constant discontinuation happened. Even before, just after the Buddha's passing away, there was a big gap. The Mahayana teachings disappeared. All what we are learning, they disappeared from the planet Earth. And then then Arinyagarjuna came. There was, according to historians, it's like 1st century AD. According to historians, it's about like 500 years after the Buddha. But the Buddha made several prophecies. And at one point, the attendant, who was the Buddha's attendant? Shariputra? Ananda. Said, Ananda, one time, in the congregation, he stood up and made prostrations to the Buddha and asked, Venerable Tathagata, your teaching on this Mahayana teaching is so precious. But who will uphold this teaching? Who will preserve this teaching? Who will do this job? And then the Buddha made prophecy that after a certain period of time, there will be a monk by the name Naga. And he will appear in the land of the coconuts, which is South India. He will appear in the land of the coconuts, and he will dispel the two extremes. And then disseminate, shine this teaching of the Mahayana, which I'm teaching now. He will restore these teachings. So the prophecy made by Buddha himself. So this is what is being indicated here.
Which text did you say? Of Arinyagarjuna and Chandrakirti?
Fundamental wisdom of the middle way. And in this book, 5 chapters included. In this book, 5 chapters included. Do you see that? Anyone? 5 chapters included. It must be immediately after this. Do you see that? Immediately after this. What are we reading? What are we reading? And immediately after this. Do you see that? What is the title?
Fundamental wisdom of the middle way.
The fundamental wisdom of the middle way. In Sanskrit, it is Mool Madhyamaka Karika.
And you said also by Chandrakirti?
Acharya Chandrakirti, it is not included here, but citations are being made here. Entry into the middle way. Citation made here should be here. Where's citation? Anybody who can?
21.
Huh?
No, that Gompa absolutely 21 there's an excerpt.
221.
Is a Gompa Rapsel excerpt from.
No. Huh? 414. 214. Okay, there's a 214. 214. Yes, this is one. 214, the last verse. Acharya Chandrakriti is entry into the middle way. In Sanskrit, it is Madhyamaka Avatar. Okay, good. Which verse we are reading now? 49. The light, the author is giving the metaphor, beautiful metaphor, saying that we go to the beautiful night lily grove. Grove meaning garden. You go there to the garden, but it so happened while it's so beautiful, it so happened it was dark. Will you enjoy the garden then? You will not enjoy the garden. You're getting it? While it's so beautiful with so many night lily groves, night lilies growing there, but it happened to be dark. So then Chandra Kirti, Chandra meaning the moon, Kirti meaning the famous, the moon which is the famous. So Chandra Kirti's moon, right? Came on the sky, and then the night lily grove, the garden is lit up. It becomes visible. You enjoy it, not enjoy it. Then it's beautiful, you enjoy it. Okay. So in regards to the philosophy, Madhyamaka Avatar, the Mula Madhyamaka Karika is so profound, like the night lily grove, but it is like dark, meaning that we don't have the capacity to understand it. So we require the light of the Acharya Chandrakriti's Madhyamaka Avatara. You study this, then you go into this grove, you see this beautiful garden there. Okay, this is metaphor given. 49. The night lily grove of Nagarjuna stood. It says, Nagarjuna, whom you prophesied would unravel the unexcelled vehicle as it is, shedding the extremes of existence or non-existence. Illuminated by the garland of white lights, Acharya Chandrakriti's white lights, or Chandra's well-uttered insights, which is Madhyamaka Avatara, or entry in the middle way. Chandra meaning Acharya Chandrakriti, whose stainless wisdom orb, which is entry in the middle way, the text, orb is full, who glides freely across the scripture space, who dispels the darkness of extremist hearts and outshines the constellations of false speakers. When through my teacher's kindness I saw this, and my mind found rest at last. So here, the author is saying that, so finally he found the rest of his mind. That now he realized emptiness. In a way, this is like an indirect implication that he realized emptiness. I found my mind at rest finally. Of all your deeds, your speech, you the Buddha, your speech is supreme. Within that too, it is this very speech, the speech of dependent origination, the speech of emptiness. So the wise should remember the Buddha through this teaching of dependent origination. 53. Following such a teacher and having become a renunciate, a monk, having studied the conquerors meaning the Buddha's words not too poorly, this monk, the author, Lama Tsongkhapa, who strives in the yogic practices, such is the depth of his reverence to the great seer. Great seer meaning the Buddha. Since it is due to my teacher's kindness, I've met with the teachings of this excellent teacher, the Buddha Shakyamuni. I dedicate this virtue truth as the cause for all beings to be sustained by sublime spiritual mentors. May the teaching of this beneficial one till world's end be unshaken by the winds of evil thoughts, may always be met by innumerable beings who find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teaching's true nature. May I never falter even for an instant to uphold the excellence of the sage, which illuminates the principle of dependent origination through all my births, even giving away my body and the life. May I spend day and night carefully reflecting by what means can I enhance this teaching achieved by the Supreme Savior, the Buddha, through his strenuous efforts over countless eons. As I strive with this pure intention, may Brahma, Indra, and the world's guardians protect and protector such as Makala unswervingly always assist me. Okay, done. And as an auspicious indication, the tradition has us just to read from the beginning, the meaning that I read from the beginning, few passages. In praise of dependent origination by Lama Tsongkhapa, he who speaks on the basis of seeing, this makes him a knower, and he shall accept. I bow to you, O Conqueror, you who saw dependent origination and taught it. Whatever degenerations there are in the world, the root of all these is ignorance. You taught that it is dependent origination, the seeing of which will unto this ignorance. So how can an intelligent person not comprehend that this path of dependent origination is the essential point of your teaching? This being so, who will find, O Savior, a more wonderful way to praise you than to praise you for having taught this origination through dependence? Okay. Now, anything left? Right? Anything left for you to remind me? Yes?
Ringo's question from yesterday.
Which one? Wali's question? The 4 points? The 5 points?
No, different question. Was Ringo here? Yeah.
Who's that?
Ringo articulated it very well.
Who? Tomer? Rainbow's question. Okay. Complicated question. Okay. And did you hear the answer which Lucy, the Lisa gave? Do you remember the answer that Lisa gave? Sure? Maybe Lisa, she herself may have forgotten the answer.
Oh, the isolates and the entities.
Yes. No, what I'm saying, I'm just asking whether you remember the answer that she gave. I was quite impressed by this. Tomorrow, you remember that?
I was also impressed.
Wow.
I thought it was proof until you said it was not.
So what was the answer given?
First, what is the question?
Huh?
We should start with a question.
Yes, what's the question?
I need to articulate with economy of words.
Huh?
I need to articulate with economy of words.
Well, question should come from me, Rainbow. And is your question?
Okay, so when experiencing thoughts, feelings, and emotions, for example, it feels easier for me to comprehend them as a projection from a mind. However, with external phenomena like people, places, and things, or the sun, for example, feels more challenging.
That there's something there, objectively?
That we
Collectively, yes.
experience or project.
Yes.
So that's not very...
No, this is a question. Yeah, this is a question, yes. So this is a question. So what's the answer given?
Lisa said that if two people see the sun, then entities-wise it is the same sun, one sun, but isolate-wise two suns.
So
this is how it is solved. Entity-wise it is one, but
it's solved or not solved?
You said not solved, and I'm not sure.
Did I say not solved?
You said not solved.
Are you sure?
You kept asking us.
Yes, what did I ask? What did I ask? Hey.
Are you sure?
Okay, is there anybody who remembers the question which I asked to Lisa for the answer that she gave? Anybody remembers? No? Lisa, yes.
Maybe it's someone else.
No, you tell me.
Basically, the end was, is there one sun or two suns?
How?
Tell us what you said.
Yes, I did say this, yes. I did say this. So what I said is that, what Lisa said is that the sun of the entity-wise is one sun. There's no two suns. So which means that it is compatible with the conventional world. Conventional world never say there are two suns there. right? So it accords with the conventional world. There's entity-wise is one. But associative-wise, there are two, which means that you perceive one thing, I perceive one thing. You getting it? So this is how she resolved. And Rainbow, are you happy with this answer?
Not yet, no.
No, so basically,
No, I haven't quite.
this was what you had migraine yesterday. So when you listen to this answer, okay, better she should tell. Yeah, say it again. How you resolve the answer?
You articulated it so well just now, though. That was perfect, no?
No, say it again. What's the problem?
Okay, so isolate-wise, I get so nervous.
So you said that outside there's only one sun. Outside there's only one sun. Why? Is entity-wise one. Rainbow saying that even though there are many projections, all the projections are happening, but entity-wise is only one sun. So projections means is about the isolates. How you see it differently, I see it differently. These are all your mind creating, projecting. These are different isolates. So that you're concerned about collectively we are seeing the same thing. The same thing is the entity-wise one. Whereas we see different things. That is isolated-wise different. Right? There's no contradiction. Entity-wise one, because say with the external phenomena, like the sun, there's only one day, one sun. Because entity-wise is one. And then at the same time we said that everything projection of mind, your projection of mind, yes, they are isolated-wise different. Entity-wise one, isolated-wise different.
So does this in some way like create a dualism?
Meaning?
Like that there's two. There's the existence of the sun and
entity-wise and isolated-wise is different.
Yeah, so the isolate.
So if you say the entities and isolates, similarly these two are not identical. One is, in a way what we are saying is that there's no dualism there, because what we are saying is that things exist by dependence on your, say, the frame of reference. For example, say the grandmother, mother and a daughter. And a mother is a daughter with respect to the grandmother, but not a daughter with respect to her daughter. So, but there's no conflict, there's no dualism there, it's the same person. The daughter and the mother within the same person, two are intact. So why these two things is because of two different frames of reference. With the grandmother as the frame of reference, this lady is a daughter. With her daughter as a frame of reference, she is a mother, not a daughter. So there are two different frames of reference, so therefore the same object can be seen in two different ways. Right? There's no dualism there. Even if there's dualism, there's no problem. There's no problem.
Yeah, so it gets more complicated in my understanding when I start to consider all of the different, like all of us here, like looking like, so when you explain it in this way, like I could begin like gradually to get some understanding of it. But then when, I don't know if I can articulate this, but like me perceiving you and you perceiving me and us all perceiving each other, like in that way.
In fact, the Rainbow's question is very subtle, very complicated. So there's nothing really there from the object, but we are seeing different things. If we are seeing different things, there should be different things. And then with external things, emotionally is fine, but external things, with the sun, is only one sun. And if it's just projection of mind, nothing more, then there should be, if there are 50 people, there should be 50 different suns. So this is a big question. But at the same time, keep in mind what Lisa said, right? Entity was one, isolated was different. So this concept is actually initially introduced by the South Toronto school, not the Prasangika, Southern school, but this is something which we can take to Prasangika and it will be very helpful. right? Okay, this is say if you really meditate on emptiness, then this question is bound to come. Yeah. Okay, here.
There is something about the karmic view in this question, like when you see, for example, in the supermarket, some meat, some people see dead body, some people see food.
Okay, so what you perceive, is it related to karma? So there are two things, let's say. That one is, what you perceive, is it purely your perception? If the answer is yes, then the question is, why this perception is taking place? Why? Why this perception taking place? So, it's because of your own karma. People have different karmas, so people perceive things different way. So the question is, why different perceptions take place?
Yeah, like instead of the sun, we change to the piece of meat in the supermarket.
Yes. Okay, so better would be in the text piece, where the 400 verses by Bodhisattva Deva. He gives the example of say a young boy or a young girl. Young boy, young girl. Three different creatures can see the young boy, young girl differently. Lustful person will see this object as an object of lust, and the tiger will see this as a delicious meal. And the deep meditator, meditating on the impurities of the human beings, will see what bag of filth. You know, same job which is seen in three different ways, right? So, how do we see the same object differently? You agree? The same object can be perceived differently. That is something which we can accept. So, if the question is why that this different perception is taking place, because of the different background information the person gathers, which we call as karma, which have accumulated in the past. That is responsible for perceiving different things. Why we perceive this all as or why we perceive, let's say, okay, what do you call the ramp? What is that? Ramp, yeah, right? So there is the what is that? Miss Universe, Miss World, they go on the ramp, right? So the ramp, if you were so excited for the dog, this is a hiding place. For the dog, this hiding place. Somebody comes to chase, and then the dog goes there. This is a good hiding place, right? So we perceive differently. It's just a wooden space. That's it. But then some people exaggerate. And then the dogs see this as a hiding place, right? Okay, so this is how different perceptions take. This is reality. Different perceptions take place with the same object. So why different perceptions take place? Because of your different background information, different background perceptions that you had earlier, which we call as the karma. So different karma is responsible. Okay, Wadi.
So, as I understand, Lisa's explanation would imply that the entity is not dependent on a subject.
That you ask it, will ask me.
Is that true? Do I understand that correctly?
Oh, so it's not true. Entity wise is one.
Yes,
And
if it's
it is one, and it does not connote it objectively exists independent of the mind.
So entity-wise, it is one.
One.
No matter if Rainbow sees it or I see it.
Yes.
So, in my mind, that would imply that it's not dependent on the subject.
Not true. Not true.
I think it is dependent on a subject, because what was the definition of entity-wise? That there is like a label and the same referent. So the same referent is okay, right? It's the sun. And there is like a mind which gives a label, but it doesn't need to be the same mind, just like a label. Maybe the label is different because it was different mind. The referent is still the same.
Lama Sangha has 3 points.
Yes?
No.
Oh, what's the problem?
No. But this is the answer to it.
Well, yeah, what is that? I don't understand. No, if I understand, I'll explain it. What do you think? Just share. No, what's the problem?
It's the first impact.
No, share it. Gizima, share it.
After you explain, we'll discuss.
No, I would give a different answer. I would give a different answer. You give this answer, then I'll see if there's connection.
No.
Why not? Okay. Let's say these are four. The one for rainbow, and then for all of us. Say what we try to say is that there's one object, although there are different perceptions, yet that object is purely by the power of the mental imputation, not independent of the mind. So how to reconcile all these concepts? One, there's one sun there, not many suns. Number two, that this sun is coming from the all 100 different perceptions. And yet, it's not that there are many suns, only one sun, there's no contradiction. How? Let us say that we're all small children. We're all small children, right? We have never seen snow. We have never heard of snow. And somebody, let's say, that, who is that? Michael. Michael said that, hey, all the small children, I'll take you to Mount Everest and you will see snow. And we have no, what is snow? Sir, what is snow? Then Michael says that snow is an amazing phenomenon. You will just see that. When you see that, you tell me what it is. And then he said that, but make sure that you are protected from the glare. What is glare? Sunburn. You getting it? The sun, the rays fall on the snow and it reflects and it can burn your eyes, right? It can disrupt your eyes. So what you do, you put on the glasses. What glasses? Blue glasses. We have no idea what snow is. What's the color of snow? We have no idea. So Michael took us there, all of us there, right? And then we all said, we all agree, right? And a little boy by the name Rainbow is also there, right? And then a little girl, Lisa, is also there. And somebody who's challenging naughty boy, Wali, is also there, right? There's another boy who's trying to defend Lisa, called Tomar, is also there. All the other persons are there. And we look at it, wow, this is blue, sir, Michael, this is blue snow, right? Okay, we all agreed or not agreed? Yes. We all agreed. Is there blue snow there? Huh? What is this? Yes. What is this? Huh? Okay, is there blue snow there? No. Yet we all agree that there's one blue snow, blue mountain. You getting it? We all agree. You may not agree, right? Okay, we all the children, we agree. Right? And then how many mountains are there? One mountain there. We only see one mountain. Right? Only one mountain. And you ask, hey, Rainbow, you are seeing one mountain, two mountains. One mountain. Hey, you are seeing one mountain, two mountains, one mountain. Everybody is seeing one mountain. We all agree. But that blue mountain that you are creating is different from what you are creating. Because there's no blue mountain there. It's your mental creation. Yes? Blue mountain is your creation or is there? Blue mountain is there. It's your creation. It's not right there. There's a mountain, not a blue mountain. Blue mountain is your creation. But there's only one blue mountain. You getting it? Although there are 100, if there are 100 children, there are 100 different projections there. But we all projected one mountain. We all agreed there's only one mountain there. Right? Although it's all what you're projecting is your own projection, but we all agree because we are seeing something common there. And we think that there's only one. And I talk to you, you said, yes, there's one. We all agree. Then we say that there's one mountain, the blue mountain there. So we see one, but in reality, we project there is not really, there's a blue mountain. Good?
Yes.
Good.
Does that also mean then, that, like if we try to explain it with you and I, that you are my projection,
Okay.
I am yours?
This is what, two small children or adult?
Well, adults.
Okay.
But we stay with the mountain as well.
This is a good question. Good question. It's the same. It's the same. For example, how many traumas here? One trauma. You getting it? We all see one trauma. But your perception trauma, my perception trauma, they're all slightly different. You're getting it? Different. But when you say, we all agree that there's one trauma. It doesn't contradict with the reality that what we project trauma is different. There are 50 different people, 50 projection happens. Okay, good. One over there. Yes.
So with the words entity and isolate, comes into my mind that from projections. So entity, is it true to say that for entity, our minds are actually all one mind, like one entity, so there's only one thing?
No.
Whereas isolates were isolate pieces of the mind.
Okay, let us put it like this. One thing that we need to, by the way, first you have to ask Lisa, right? So she may give answer later. What I would suggest all of us is that whatever we learn, the words, new vocabularies that you learn, make sure that you don't say you don't impose your definition of the word. You're getting it? Whenever a new vocabulary is introduced by somebody, you're getting it? Like this, the text. Whenever the vocabulary is introduced by somebody, or particularly a very standard philosophy, don't impose your definition of the word. You have your definition of the word. Don't impose it. Keep that aside, and first be a good listener. What does it mean by entity was one? First ask whoever talked about it. You getting it? So here about the sun, Lisa is the one. So you have to ask her. So you have to ask these texts. What does it mean by entity wise one? Don't impose your definition in this. You're getting it? So what we said is that entity wise one, meaning that entity wise, isolated wise, what is the difference? To see what do you mean by entity wise different? What do you mean by that? Anyone? Yes, to the object then. When you go to the object to identify the two objects, if you point to the same object for the reference of the two labels, these two things are entity as one. For example, like the example that we gave is that if you ask me, where's the book? I said, this is a book. Where's the cover of the book? Where's the cover of the book? I said, this is the cover of the book. I pointed to the same object for the reference of two different labels. So these two references are entity wise one. Because when I go to point to the object, I can point to the same object for the two reference. Whereas when I say, your name?
Rose.
Where is Rose? She's there. Where's Michael? He's here. I pointed to one object or two different objects. I have to point to two different objects. So therefore, two of you are different entities. Right? So never, ever, always, the first thing that you do is that how is that word defined in the source where this word is coming from. So entity was one different, isolated was one different. When I speak about this, it's not coming from the Cambridge English Dictionary. It's coming from the Buddhist philosophy. So you have to check how that is understood in the Buddhist philosophy point of view. Okay, Gabor.
Vishnu, would it be correct to say that conventionally only isolates can be ascertained?
Say it again.
So would it be correct that conventionally only isolates can be ascertained?
Conventionally, only isolates are real.
Yes.
Certain meaning?
Yes.
Only isolates are true.
Yes.
Entities are not true.
No, it can be, but it cannot be established. So only.
Why not?
Because whenever I look at something, I look at the isolate of that something.
That's not true. You need to look at the book. Book is entity.
But I look at the projection of the book, right? Which is an isolate.
Are you looking at the book or not? Huh?
But so the original question was asserting. So
I want a book, right? I want a book. Then you give me a book. I will not ask you, is this your projection of the book? I'm not asking this. You getting it? I said, I want a book. You stay with the convention. You talk about convention. Don't disturb the convention. You getting it? Okay, Peter.
You said that we identify entities by pointing at it.
Yes.
But this goes for objects.
Yes.
How about other concepts like love? When we talk about, we cannot point at it.
Okay. Pointed by finger and pointed by mind. Both are pointing, right? For example, let's say that, okay, love and affection. You feel so beautiful, right? Okay, say anger, feel disturbed, right? I had to point to two different objects mentally. When there's disruption of the mental peace, that is anger. When the mind feels calm, beautiful, if of the two, anger and love, this is love and affection. You're getting it? Point to meaning, not finger point.
I mean, I understand, but that's why I gave love as an example.
Yes.
Because different people have like different perspective on what love is, and like,
yes.
I'm not sure if they refer to the same feeling.
So therefore the point is, this is very right. So what did I say? If I use the word love and affection, don't say, oh, Krishna is talking about romantic love. Don't superimpose you, or don't impose your definition of love when somebody uses the word love. You getting it? For example, in Christianity, when they talk about love, it's a God's love. It's not about the romantic love. You getting it? So, but someone who is a very lustful person, love means instantly romantic love. It's not the God's love. You getting it? So therefore, anybody who uses the word love, don't impose your definition. First, listen to the person. What do you mean by love? Oh, love means, somebody who embraces you with care, attention, so forth, like God's love. Take it that way. Don't take it the other way. For example, attachment, I said it. I said it, not said it. For example, okay, say, a monk teacher and monk student. You getting it? Okay, there was a monk teacher and monk student, and the monk teacher was from the old generation, which means no emails, no internet.
Yeah, you said
I said it, right? So the younger monk was the email generation. So, sir, can the monks use emails? Well, he had no idea. Teacher had no idea, right? So, as long as there's no attachment, it's fine, right? So, how can you send emails without attachment? Many of the files have to be sent through attachment by email. You're getting it? So, don't impose your definition of the word. Who's the teacher? Impose the definition of his attachment, right? No, for the child, the disciple, impose the definition of computer science definition of attachment to what the teacher was saying. Actually, the student should know what the teacher was referring to. You're getting it? So therefore, we're not to impose our definition. So what about the other person? Who is if you use the word? Listen to the person. Be a good listener. Okay.
I have a question about meditating on the emptiness of the self.
Yes.
So I try to meditate on the objective existence of the self.
You mentioned objective existence, emptiness objective existence.
They say emptiness. They say on the 6 elements.
You said, I meditate on the object existence of the self.
Yeah, because I try to see the self as object.
Self is object and self is objective. These two are different. Self is object. Don't deny this. Self is not objective.
Yeah.
So what's your question?
So the question is, when I'm meditating on the 6 elements, when I reach the element of consciousness, then I'm starting to struggle because I look at the thoughts, I look at the emotions, and the self is not there, and then I reach awareness, or whatever is looking at the thoughts and the emotions, and then I'm stuck.
Okay, so this awareness, are you male or not male? Are you male or not male?
Male.
Okay, this awareness, is that male or not male?
It's neutral.
Good. So you're not neutral. So that is not you. Okay, the lady over there, your question.
If many people are having a similar or same perception of the same entity, could that be because of collective karma or shared?
Exactly, yes. So what makes us all see, this as a beautiful hall, right? The beautiful hall. This is because of our collective karma. Yes. Okay. Varma.
In this collective karma, we can also connect with the previous levels of mental factors.
Previously we talked about mental factor.
Contact, attention, and discrimination.
Yes.
We can connect with this also.
Okay, so basically they say it's because of collective karma. And how did you collectively create a common karma? It's because of the contact, attention, discrimination, yes. So, in other words, the karma is a mental function, mental activity. Mental activity is happening because of these 5 things. Contact, attention, discrimination, feeling, and final karma is the intention. So this is because of the earlier mental factors. You're right. Gabor.
Can I try to another second round of my question?
Yes.
So when we're looking at the mountain and it appears blue, because we are wearing the blue
Glasses.
Then that is conventional analysis of the mountain.
Yes.
And we both agree that it's blue. So we can never agree on the actual mountain because, we agree on the conventional analysis of the mountain, but we cannot see its real nature. So we cannot establish the actual entity, we can establish its isolate of being a blue mountain.
You are imposing your definition of isolate and entities on this. You're getting it? Say, empty of objective existence, what is left? Conventionality is left. Within the conventionality, then entities and isolates exist. Good. Last one.
Related to the question and Rainbow's question, I'm not sure exactly how things.
Good question.
To Rainbow, and I forgot your name. About that similarity. I don't understand how things exist. It's like if I understand how things are different, if they are subjectively dependent origination based on a subject, but how they are similar, and not just like a beautiful whole, but just seeing this column as red. Like, how do we see the same red if it's only subjectively existent?
Did you follow Thomas' question?
Yeah.
Huh? Did you hear Thomas' question?
No.
This question is a very good question. What is the smile?
Because I have a feeling or a fear that you will leave me with this question.
And what did you say?
That he has a feeling you leave him with the question.
I see.
I already got this.
You read my mind. You read my mind, right? If you're really bothered by these questions, you have to go for this. You're getting it? You have to go for this. Okay. Before going to this, otherwise you may feel, so which do you want? You have the brown or what?
I have masters.
The brown will take, you have to wait for 4 years. The brown. You getting it? So in 4 years, your mind will remain, but vacuum? I don't want to keep the vacuum, right? So let me give the answer very quickly. Okay, and then yet, you have to constantly reflect on this. For example, let's say that what he's saying is that things appear as different is fine, but how can you explain for many people seeing the same object and saying the entities there is one? Because that what the object is dependent on how you see. And perception-wise, there are many different things. So therefore, still there's no result that there's one thing there. Is it a question? Okay. So this is so important. If you don't get this answer, this problem will continue to bother you. You getting it? Not only the emptiness philosophy, even the non-emptiness philosophies, Sautrantika, Chidamatra, even any philosophy, Western philosophy, modern science, and in fact I would say the modern science, if you throw these questions, if it is not something which you can calculate, they will say that no, we are not interested in this question. They have no answer. They will not give the answer to you. They have no answer. They will just kick you out. So for this, what we need to know is that this is how the mind works. For example, let's say, if you ask me, can I have a book? Right? Then I ask you, what book do you want? Well, you tell me. First you tell me, can I have a book? Tell me.
Can I have a book?
Okay, what book do you want?
I want a book on the
Philosophy.
Yes.
Okay, which philosophy?
Nagarjuna's philosophy.
It will never end. Look, Nagarjuna's philosophy, the one he wrote when he was young or he was older?
The one he wrote at year 100.
Older. Older.
Yeah.
Older?
No, specific date.
Which date?
The year 101 AD, the 1st of January.
That when he was, on that day, he was talking about what he was, the philosophy which he was thinking of when he was young. The same day he was thinking about the philosophy which may come later on. Which one?
The book he published on this day.
Which one? He did not publish that day.
I forgot the day, but it's...
So the same book, I cannot get it. Because that published, my time is about 2,000 years. There are so many editions already came. Which one do you want? So that way what I'm saying is that if you keep on like this, you will never come across one object which will have no ambiguity. You getting it? Say for example, what are you seeing of this hall? Is this hall in this direction, not from outside? Outside people, they see the hall from the outside, not the inside. You're getting, there are different perceptions there. So in which case, if this question, you throw the question to us, we throw the question back to you, you will also feel the same, you've been trapped. So how to solve this problem is that this is, say, from distance. From distance, so from 1 kilometer, you look at the mountain, you see So usually it's clear, it's like plain, and suddenly there is something dark object up there. What is this? It never used to be like that. Something dark there. Is it like a fallen rock, or it is some animal, right? And then it moves here and there, right? It moves, not like this. It moves full, which means it's not a tree also. A tree can be like this. And it's moving, therefore it is not a rock. It must be a crazy animal. Okay, so say you and everybody is saying that, and you said, Krishna, something is there. What is that something? Are you sure you saw something? Yes, what is that? I don't know. Oh, you said something, you saw something. It should be something. What is that? So, did you see something?
Yes.
Is that the human being or other animals?
I don't know, but it was moving.
You don't know. You don't know. You're getting it? It is not necessary that it is not necessary that for you to say that I saw something. It is not necessary that you have to see the details. Even without the details, still you have seen something. You're getting it? Then the next part is that you go closer. You see that it is standing not on 4 feet, only 2 feet, which means either it is human being or Yeti, right? And you go closer, and then you see that the human face, is human being. So every time you go closer, you see the same object, but with more details, more accuracy. You getting it? So likewise, say find the one who is very close by, who saw, this is, let's say this is Terry. This is Terry, right? And from distance you see there's something there. Both of you are seeing the same object. But the descriptions, the details differ. You getting it? So likewise, say, we say that although what somebody who's sitting, the Chandala may describe, this is Terry. And you said there's something, right? But it's the same object, the same entity. So likewise, although we perceive differently, you perceive it just like a dark object there, and she perceives it as a Terry, but you are seeing the same object, it's the same entity. Right? So your perceptions are different. Sometimes there are two different perceptions, it's not necessary that they should be two different objects. You're getting it? So therefore, although perceptions, there are different perceptions, but still from distance you see as just a black object, you come closer, it's not a rock, it is some animals. And you go closer, you say it's a human being, you go closer, it's a man, you go closer, then it's Terry, right? Every time you discover the reality more and more clear. So, but it's not that only when you come too close you cognize the object. All the others you do not cognize the object. That's not true. Every time you cognize something, one, you cognize a human being. But which human being? You're not sure. And there's still more distance, you cognize a creature. Which creature? You don't know. But you cognize something. So, because that you cognize something, there's an object there. So therefore, irrespective of what the details, we are cognizing the whole, that suffices seeing the existence of the one object. Right? Still we are not too clear, then this is the option. Okay, we stop here.
Samgate bodhiswatyatha Om gati gati paragati parasamgate bodhiswatyatha Om gati gati paragati parasamgate bodhiswaha.
Is there any other questions left which I asked you to remind me?
Valid.
Any question?
You had asked us to remind you to go more deeply into this mantra. I know that we did it a little bit. I don't know.
Which mantra?
The one we just sang.
Which one?
Yeah, the
Ye Dharma.
No, yeah.
No. What is it? Gate Gate. This is what I'm saying. What is this mantra? Heart Sutra mantra. Heart Sutra mantra. Okay, so yes, I remember. Yes, thank you. This is one thing that we need to. Yes, thank you. We'll do that. And anything else which I said over there?
The other thing that you wanted to go over was to convince us of rebirth.
Oh, that I do not promise. I didn't promise. I said that in case. If you, this is a very different topic. I said it, a very different topic. In case if we get time, we can do that. In case. Yes, Shriya? Okay, in fact, I'm waiting for this question, right? I was just checking. In fact, I'm not really looking at anybody. I'm just waiting to hear the Shriya's voice, right? If she remembers, still remembers. And I'm lucky that she remembers it. So this is a very important thing, emptiness of the mind. Emptiness of the mind, emptiness of your emotions. Anger, attachment, sadness, depression. You know, how to see the emptiness of that and then see how we can possibly get out of the depression, anxiety, anguish and so forth. But don't expect that you learn about it, you meditate on this and instantly, wow, tomorrow you could become very different. But don't expect this. It's a long-term solution. So we have to do it from right now. Even though you don't feel any effect, you have to do it from right now. So that eventually you will come to see the fruition of this. Okay, we start here, 3 prostrations.